Hey guys, Phil here at Woods Tree Farm. Actually not at Woods Tree Farm today. We are doing another woodyard visit, and I took a little trip, still in Virginia, a couple hours away, up visiting with Larry and Robin in Middletown, Virginia, which those of you who want to know where that is, we're kind of right near the intersection of I-81 and I-66, a couple hours north of where I am every day. And here with Larry. Say hey.
Hey.
And we're going to talk a little bit about his business, and we're going to start off by...
What's a hobby now?
Hobby, excuse me.
Dan, I have to play a little music.
Yeah, so correct me on that. It's a growing business for me, a retirement hobby for you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about...
This was our smallest tractor.
Back in the day, you were a cattle farmer, so you've got loads of equipment here, much of it remnants from the cattle business, and then you've got a bunch of newer firewood equipment. We're going to talk about firewood business.
Here's the ram splitter.
So this is, you call this what? Ram splitter?
It's the ram splitter.
Ram splitter. So this
compared to a Wolf Ridge or an Easton Maine, this would be Harbor Freight model.
Okay. So
but it's nimble and it's small.
So it goes on the front of the skid steer, and you can just come right up. It's got a 6-way wedge on it.
6-way.
Which a lot of these I've seen usually don't. It's a single way or maybe a 4-way.
5-inch cylinder, so it's got plenty of power.
And do you do much with this anymore? Or?
Yeah, that's what breaks down the big rounds.
Okay.
So this breaks down the rounds, and then we take them to the super splitter.
Okay, gotcha.
So the Halverson will break it down to 14 and down, 14 and up, which is most of them laying down there.
Gotcha.
This will get it.
Okay.
That's actually our last video. Is I'm working with this, and she's re-splitting for firewood.
Okay.
And this is the Halverson HWP 120. This has been an absolute beast of a piece of equipment. Bobcat's a little too powerful. I've had to reinforce it. This is not standard.
Okay, so because your Bobcat's too strong, you push that in the ground, or
that's a solid piece of steel.
That's not tubular.
That's not tubular. Then I mounted this on.
Well,
and what happens on gravel, you try to come in and pick it up, it falls forward.
Yeah, so you put a little kickstand on there.
So I put a quick pin on it. Tried different things with this to measure. 16 inches is about the middle of that hole there. But thanks to Bobcat building the cab forward, you're on top of it, but you're not. You got a great view of this.
Yeah. So are you challenged by that? Would you rather have an easier way to get consistent lengths, or you're not bothered by it?
I've gotten used to it.
Okay.
I've gotten used to it. What it needs probably is a proximity sensor and an alarm inside the Bobcat. Hint, hint, Glenn. But no, I got no complaints on it. That thing was $7,900 back then.
And you've had it how long?
Bought it in 19. It's 5 years.
Well, I use their trailer model, which is the smaller, I think it's HWP 100 on a trailer.
Oh, yeah.
It's self-contained, it's got a Honda engine on it.
Oh, you got
it. It does great with smaller logs. You got 10-inch logs or so or bigger, it started to struggle, and it only had a 4-way wedge. So anything bigger, you end up resplitting anyway. But smaller stuff, it was flying through it.
That's a great unit. They have kept on top of. Where did I put that grapple saw? You can go over and look at this grapple saw.
So the grapple saw is this your newest acquisition?
Yeah. Anybody's interested in one of these, call Reeves Timber or AJ Shaver, but I say Reeves Timber. That's just another all right there.
So this grapple saw we're going to take a look at came from Reeves Timber, who I've dealt with as well on a few pieces of equipment, and I'm actually going to go see them again here real soon on something else that they got going on.
They've changed this now to 200, and the only problem with this is when you bring this down and you're down to your last cut, it flips it sideways.
Okay.
So they now have changed this to where this is double. This lines up and goes in between on both of them.
So it clamps down short pieces real good.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this.
And who makes this? This is another Halverson, right?
Yeah. It is a tank, and the upgraded one, the 200, is even bigger, even heavier.
So you're using this now to break down all your logs, buck up all your logs.
Yep.
Right?
Anything above 14 inches, I will bring them off the live deck down there, or the stand where I've got, they will all be broken up with this.
Yeah.
Hey, this is on loan, so as long as I still have this.
Yeah, okay.
And since they come out with a new one, it's more likely I'll have it for a while.
Right.
But Gory says he wants to swap me out and bring me one of the new ones.
Yeah.
I don't know how Glenn feels about that. Tom's all for it. So we'll find out the bunion.
Yeah, well, that means this grapple saw is going to be for sale.
Oh, it's for sale now, yeah.
Anything from Reeves Timber, he'll tell you it's for sale. You go to his yard and you look at anything out there, he's like, everything can be sold. Everything has a price.
I just bought these HLA forks from him.
Those are the pallet forks, the rotating pallet forks, so you
Yeah.
can dump your IBC totes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. So you're able to dump them straight into your truck for deliveries?
Yeah, that's why while they're on here, that guy was going to bring that truck down, so I had everything set up. These are rated at 5,500 pounds.
Which is more than you'll ever need doing firewood.
Yeah, so these are just unbelievably built tough. It was brought to me and not working proper. And they had this valve where you could hardly get to it underneath here. And I'm not sure why. The new ones have two valves, but you put it here. The problem is right on the cylinder. Is what that valve does is it has an orifice that squeezes. So what you do is you get cavitation, just like you would with a spin garden hose. You spin it down, and as you pin it down, it sprays.
Right.
We don't want spraying going into a cylinder. You get erratic behavior.
Okay.
Put it up here in the flow, and it's adjustable. And it just dialed right in as soon as I moved it there.
And if you're able to adjust the flow, does that control the speed of the rotation? Is that why it's there?
Okay. Now it's different on this than it is on the Bobcat. We've got to make an adjustment. Right. The more you turn, the faster it turns. You don't want it that fast, do you?
Yeah.
Like I said, you have the adjustment. Try it there. That's much more control. But we actually had this connected, and this was cattle. In other words, this was their run in. And it's hard to believe that you have 30 head of cattle in this thing in the storms.
Oh, wow.
In the winter storms. But that's the...
So you said when this was connected from this barn over to this field?
To this, yeah.
Yeah.
And we put the other road in because of that.
So are you doing any farming anymore, or is it just firewood?
Just firewood. We found out just how dangerous cattle are.
How so?
Well, when your cow-calf operation, it's not your bulls that'll get you, it's not your mamas. It's them 400-pound teenagers. They'll take you on you just never know. They're unpredictable. But like for here, this is what we're doing with this now. This is our bagwood barn. So any of these that's too long, and I'll just look at it there, and then I'll take some of it off of it and get them down to 18 or so.
Yep. And from there, you're going into, this is your little bagger?
Yep, this is the bagger I made. I got the idea off Chris Wolf Ridge, and I had the stuff to do it. So I just made it out of plastic.
Yeah, that works. So you just bend up some metal, washers and a spring in there for a little spacer.
30-pound springs, both sides. You just adjust it for the tension. Works really good.
I bet it does.
I had it this tall. It was too tall for her. So, but it does. It works really well. I just filled that up a few days ago. And she's already sold 20, 30 bags and got these.
Are you selling all your bags on your own stand or elsewhere?
No, just our stand. The Halverson does good, but you can see that's just too big. So
yeah. Yeah, so you're working on resplitting all this?
Yeah, so what we do is take a scoop and bring it up here. Anyway, I'll bring the bucket here, she'll hand it to me, and I'll resplit it and throw it in here.
This is a super split.
Yes, electric.
Oh, nice.
So it's quiet. 2 seconds. No, it's the real deal. That's the heavy duty J model. Got a 1.5 horse motor on it. This is what all the cattle stuck their head out. I had feed bunks out there. And a hay buster 2100 on the back of the tractor, so it would grind the bales up and throw it out the side, so I'd run along the feeders.
And we got a bunch of IBC totes in here. This is kind of new for you though, right? You haven't really used totes that long?
No, the building was just full of wood.
Yeah. I remember that from, a year or two ago, seeing some of your videos. This was just stacked full of wood.
Yeah, it was combed. You had to get a conveyor to make it any more. It loaded in here.
So how much wood are you moving a year now?
It depends on the winter. We have a winter like we had a while back, probably 30 to 40 cords. We're set right now for about 15, and if the demand picks up, that's what this is. This is over. And then I have what I started doing is if I didn't need it, then I just kept it for myself because I got an outdoor boiler. So this is full. This is, I'm using AJ Shaver's bags. Got the 1/6 of the cord out here on the end, and then all 1/3 cords lined back up there. What I found with them is you can't stack them.
Yeah, they tumble.
They just melt, and then you can't get to your skid, your pallets.
We got all the bags. So rather than using the pallets, are you just using lift straps to move them around?
Well, I had these.
Yeah.
And these are all on pallets. These back here aren't, but these 3 are. But I've given up on the pallets. See what happens? You can't get to your pallet.
Yeah. Now, the people you're selling to around here, we're in a pretty rural area, so it's all kind of people that heat with wood, or is it? I mean, your bundle wood is recreational wood, but is any of your bulk recreational, or is it all just kind of heat and wood customers for the most part?
A little bit of it is recreational, but most of it is heating.
Yeah.
What happens here? Like right now, you can get a cord of wood here for $85.
That's amazing.
And I let all these guys run out.
Yeah.
And then it gets cold.
Yeah, some of this was already dead, so it's dried out.
So this
It's on its way.
And I use these feed bunks that I had for the cattle.
Where do you get the logs like this from?
Out of West Virginia from Mark. I get this load, like this load cost me $800.
Okay.
Be another load and another load. So there'll be 3 of them out here. By the time this is all gone, be 3 waiting.
So this normal size load that you get, what do you estimate that at, like
This
5, 6 cords?
This one's got about 8 cords in it because it's a lot of small, so it's really tight. This is all good stuff. Yeah, this has got a little more than usual. Usually I'm about $100 a quart.
Okay.
But this has got more. Yeah, it looks like it was a problem whenever it split it before.
It's a little stringy.
Yeah.
I found elm dries pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eight.
8.7.
That'll burn well.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with it. I don't sell anything wetter than probably 14. But you know, for myself, this is kind of a thing that people's doing that, you know, this is not good. 8-9% is not good. It'll burn quick, put off a lot of heat. It won't last.
Yeah. I guess depends on what you want out of it. I sell to a lot of people just burn it in their backyard and they want a nice big flame to look at. So 8% is great.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if I want my house to burn, or a wood stove or something, I like 20.
Yeah, it'll burn all night.
It'll hold on, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can ride with it. But that's our main